Oh, you just knew the weekend would not be complete without some grade A propaganda from the Washington Post. Once upon a time, the Washington Post was a reliable source for news. Once upon a time, the Washington Post was a respected mainstream media outlet. But just like the other 90 some odd percent of mainstream media outlets, the Washington Post has been infected by the woke fungus. They have been diagnosed with stage 4 woke cancer. It is a tough disease to beat. Matter of fact, once you have reached the 4th stage of woke cancer, there is no coming back. There is no return to normal. Once you reach stage 4, the only outcome is complete eradication. The same newspaper that broke the Watergate scandal 50 some odd years ago is now home to such legendary journalists like Taylor Lorenz. Ooh, how I just love that hideous cry face. I'm going to have to make room for Taylor Lorenz back here on my woke Hall of Fame so we can look at that cry face every day. The Washington Post, also home to Petula Dvorak. Casey, who in the hell is that? Hell if I know, I have no idea. But earlier this morning, she put together a nice shit sandwich for us to munch on during lunchtime. What has been one of the leading woke talking points throughout this summer? What has been one of the key issues that pastors at Woke United Methodist have been preaching about? The need for gun control. Gun violence is an epidemic in this country. You can't walk to the mailbox without dodging bullets. Every time I go to the grocery store, I am afraid some evil white kid will shoot me with a water gun. That has been the narrative the entire summer. Just like they did with the Defund the Police movement, the woke media pretended that African Americans support stricter gun laws. Joy Reid, who likes to change out her wigs. O-Face Jamel Hill. Bill Goldberg on The View. I think they call her Whoopi on the show. All black women who have been pushing the gun control propaganda. The mainstream media would lead you to believe that owning guns is a white male problem. These redneck white men, they're married to their Bible and their guns. Over the last couple of years, guess which group has been one of the leading groups in purchasing firearms? Black women, and they should be. Crimes against black women are disproportionately higher than crimes against white women and crimes against white men. Black women are 4 times likelier to be murdered. 20% of black women sexually assaulted at some point in their life. They are one of the leading groups when it comes to being a victim of domestic violence. If I was a black woman, I'd be buying a fucking gun too. Petula Dvorak at the Washington Post. She took this information and put the typical woke media spin on it. Instead of simply reporting the data, reporting the facts, and letting the readers decide, instead of presenting the information in an unbiased way, Petula, she just couldn't help herself. She wanted to put her education at Woke U to good use. The headline of this article, it should have read, "Black women are arming themselves." That would be an unbiased headline. Instead, headline at the Washington Post this morning read, "Black women feeling let down by America are arming themselves." I am sure you already know where this is going. First of all, I'm extremely confused here. Anytime the mainstream media mentions guns, they push the notion that we need stricter gun laws or guns should just be banned altogether. But this propaganda piece, it almost read like Petula Dvorak was praising these black women for going out and protecting themselves, which is fine. That's fine. Just a bit shocking coming from someone in the mainstream media. But protecting themselves from whom? She interviewed Mary Pitt, a former member of the military who owns Boom Boom Firearms Training. Mary Pitt said her black female customer base has increased by 1,000%. They also interviewed some of her customers. The Washington Post asked her customers why they felt the sudden need to buy a gun. Some of these women, 50, 60 years old, they're grandmothers, never owned a gun in their life. Why the sudden need now to own a gun? Unfortunately, their answers prove how effective media propaganda can be. It shows how dangerous a corrupt media can be when you have an uninformed population. The vast majority of these answers, they reflected the same narrative. One lady, for example, replied that she bought a gun after the Buffalo shooting where a white attacker killed black people in a mass shooting. Another referenced the handful of black men who were killed by white police officers over the last 5 or 10 years. Some claimed they were afraid to go to movie theaters. They don't know if the police are there to actually protect them. Hence the bullshit included in the title of the propaganda, Feeling Let Down by America. I actually feel bad for these women because they have been fed myths and fantasies by the media and they believe it. Number one, it is not the responsibility of the police to protect you. I realize that most police departments go by the motto, protect and serve. But there's not a damn thing the cops can do for you if someone breaks into your home and attacks you. When seconds count, the cops are always minutes away. It is your responsibility to protect yourself. Good for these women that they're doing that. But they are protecting themselves from the wrong enemy. Matter of fact, they are protecting themselves from a mythical enemy. If you're a black woman in America, I'm not your enemy. The media, they'll lead you to believe I am, but I'm not looking to hurt you. The so-called white devil, the evil white man, we're not your problem. 90% of black women who are killed by someone they know, and in most of those cases, the attacker's a romantic partner. Black women are 2.5 times more likely to be murdered by their man than their white counterparts. Only 10% of relationships in America consist of interracial couples. So if a black woman is murdered by her romantic partner, 9 times out of 10, he's a black dude. In terms of sexual assault, 93% of these crimes committed are intraracial, meaning if a black woman is sexually assaulted, there's only a 7% chance her attacker's a white dude. And look, we've talked about this before here on the channel. When it comes to crime, you're most likely to be a victim of crime to someone from your own race. I live in a white neighborhood. Someone attacks me on the street, probably going to be a white guy. Same goes with crimes committed in black neighborhoods. Now, you think you were given these facts by the Washington Post? No. You think Petula Dvorak informed these women that they were more likely to be harmed in their own home than by someone like me? No. We can't allow facts to get in the way of pushing the agenda. I remember when I was growing up, the narrative pushed by the mainstream media was the complete opposite than what they're pushing today. Back then, the media pushed that black men were dangerous to white people. Every time a white female was the victim of a crime and it was reported by the media, damn near every time the attacker was black. Now, never mind the fact that the statistics were the same back then as they are today. White people committing crimes against white people and vice versa in the black community. The media didn't give a shit about those pesky facts. They were too busy pushing the narrative that black men were dangerous to white people. Well, like I said, the narrative today is completely shifted. In 2022, the mainstream media pushes the narrative that white men are dangerous to the black community. The strategy behind it is the same. They want to keep us divided. While I was researching data for this story, I came across an article in The Guardian. I was actually surprised to see this in The Guardian. Normally the outlet is your typical woke piece of shit. But hidden inside the article was a rare piece of truth from The Guardian. Shootings that happen inside homes or within families are often erased from public debate over gun violence. The media tends to focus more on mass shootings or street violence. Why do you think that is? Because husband shooting wife doesn't further the narrative. Boyfriend shooting girlfriend, child shooting parents, brother shooting sister. It doesn't further the narrative. Those stories are not going to strike fear in you. They'll cause you to empathize, but they're not going to cause you to fear leaving your own home. The media focuses on mass shootings and street violence because these are crimes that happen between complete strangers. They further the myth that it's becoming too dangerous to leave your own home. We must get rid of guns. It's too dangerous to walk the streets. There are more guns in America than people in America. It's an epidemic. They create this myth. hoping people will bite into the shit sandwich and come to their side on the gun control issue. Unless, of course, you're a black woman buying a gun to protect yourself, then the Washington Post will publish some bullshit acting like you bought a gun because the country's failed you. Typical mainstream media garbage, talking out of both sides of their ass. But let me know what you think. The Washington Post insinuates the rise of black women purchasing firearms is to protect themselves from white men and white cops, completely ignoring who black women are more likely to be harmed by. Sound off in the comments below. Make sure to like and subscribe. Click the notification bell to receive all notifications from the channel. Best way to contact me is by email at btlkc84@gmail.com, kc_btl84 on Twitter. See you guys tomorrow.